Hi everyone. I think I'm live. Well, I'm getting ready to go live. Feel free to skip any ads. Hi Anne. There's someone before Anne I can't see. Um, Boy, I miss all you guys so much. I haven't gone live lately because it's just been so hot. I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. I guess I could turn my volume up, see if I can hear myself. Hoping that you guys can hear me. I guess I can hear me. Um, yeah, it's been forever since I've gone live, so I'm really looking forward to it. What I'm going to do is start the reading, and then after the reading, I'm going to go into the comment section. The reason why I chose to do this live is, I have just felt that for quite a while, really since January, I felt like soulmates were going to find each other this year, and we're a little over year's end. So I just did a reading where I literally asked Divine 5 major questions and got amazing answers back. So definitely check that out. Actually, I put the trailer to it before this video. So some of you, it's just a short actually. Um, so I thought, you know what, let's do one for all signs. Well, that was for all signs also. But just the person on your mind, what's going on in their mind. We're going to ask their feelings for you currently, your current view of them right now. What actions are they currently thinking of taking, or you? It could go either way. Your current feelings towards them, and then the overall energy that is supporting this connection, supporting what I feel like is either soulmate or twin flame love. Other than that, I'm not going to really put a title on it because it's love, 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 love. Um, I am going to use 3 different decks. I'm going to use Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom. And I think I'm going to wait and do that at the end of the reading. I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot um, to go above this reading. And I'm going to use the Light Seers for the actual questions. So I'm going to go ahead and begin. Please don't think I'm ignoring you in the comment section. I'm going to come back to the comment section at the end of the reading. And, if I have time, I will answer some questions if you want, or whatever. We'll just play it by ear. So I want to give these a couple good shuffles. Everything's pre-shuffled, but I do want to give them a couple good shuffles because we are going to take from the top of the deck. So let me really shuffle them up. It literally feels like it's been forever since I've been live. And it's nice and cold today, so this is the perfect day. Okay, let's give them a cut. And again, we're going to take from the top of the deck. So I'm going to put them right here. And let me go ahead and just get the tarot, or the Gilded Tarot ready. Give them a couple good shuffles. And by the way, for anyone who's new, this is what I call an intuitive reading. That means that, like I read through my spirit guides. I open myself up to my guides who I feel like connect to your guides. I don't feel like it. I know it. So you can definitely feel comfortable asking for like signs of confirmation during the reading, like have Sandy say a certain word or what have you, but then just kind of let it go after that. Just let it go and let it be. Okay, let me just calm my energy. So we're going to start. So, first question is, what are their current feelings for you right now? We have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. Well, this means to me that they're probably reflecting on you, maybe reflecting on like if you've been in a relationship with them, which I have a feeling a lot of you have already. And by the way, I'm not looking for energy of like a narcissist type, love. I feel like that we just kind of got to let that go. This again would be more of a high vibrational love. So I kind of love the Nine of Wands because this is someone who is reflecting back, but not with judgment. They're really, I feel like this means that someone themselves has grown, that their vibration has lifted. I often call the person the Nine of Wands my spirit warrior, because they were bold enough to like really understand a situation. Some of you, I feel like, you may be like all of a sudden thinking of someone. Well, that's the title of this person on your mind. But I feel like you may be thinking of them and they may be thinking of you. Again, nine is about reflection, but it's also about final reflection. So we'll take that. Okay, so what's their current view of you right now? King of Cups. Of course, this can be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but for those who know me, know that I don't really like to give signs because to me, it's really the energy of this king. First of all, look at his eyes closed. It's like it makes sense with the Nine of Wands next to it. Like it's like this person is reflecting. This is the king I'd want to see as it relates to love, because this is someone, and listen, they may have had to like lift their own vibrations. Some of you may have demanded that, like, don't come to me with your low vibrational energy. If you want to be with me, then, you know, lift up your own vibration, like be ready to be in love. And that's what the King of Cups to me is, someone who, enjoys having that special person. I often think of this king like if I'm out and about during my day and something happens, who am I going to call? I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you. This is someone who also appreciates being in a relationship. Now, again, maybe not in the beginning. Maybe they didn't know how to handle love. You know what I mean? Maybe they weren't ready to make a commitment, that type of thing. Maybe you weren't ready to make a commitment. But I like seeing the King of Cups here. All right, so what actions are they currently thinking of taking? Because they are thinking, they are reflecting. Look at this. Hello, Two of Wands. I feel like I'm getting ready to step into this. This person's like looking out at the world, and the Two of Wands, it's action oriented. It's something they feel passionate about. It's almost like where is she? Where is he? It's interesting too, because if you look, like there's a globe, there's a map, they have their wand, and it's like they're ready to take action. But I feel like, let's step into it. Some of you may be getting contact soon. And again, we're going to take cards above to give us even more clarity. But I also love this because right now it's mirroring that Nine of Wands reflection. Should I take action? I definitely feel like someone must miss you. But maybe they had to like really look at themselves, like, can I be the type of partner that you you deserve? Definitely feel like someone has raised their vibration. And again, I'm not looking for like any type of narcissistic type of energy, anyone who I feel like would say to you, or where you would have to like lower your vibration to be in their life. No, I feel the opposite. It's almost like this king is saying, I realize that if I don't do better, if I don't, if I don't become better, if I'm not ready to make a commitment, then I know better than to even like contact you. But that Two of Wands tells me that I feel like they're ready to step into it. Now, let's see what your current feelings are because really that's what matters. Wow. Hello, Three of Wands following the Two of Wands. First of all, a lot of fire on the table. Fire, action oriented. Three of Wands is optimism. So, it's an optimistic view. But really, the Three of Wands is learning how to live within the current moment. I'm not projecting myself too far out in the future. And again, coming right next to that, too, let's just step into it and let's just see where it goes. Let's just see where it goes. This is a very optimistic view. So I feel like you're feeling that, especially if this person comes in and if you've been with them and they say, I understand now. I understand that I did need to lift my vibration. Now they probably won't say those words, but I know I needed to become a better man or a better woman. And I've reflected upon the things that have gone wrong, my part in it. And now I feel like they're coming in and saying, let's just take a chance. And you may just be saying that okay, I'm willing to step into it. But maybe in the Three of Wands, I'm not going to say okay, we need to make a full commitment. Maybe I just want to give this person time. And when I say that, I mean for the time is for you to make sure that this person is truly ready and that you're ready. You know what I mean? Like if you're not ready, then, or, well, first of all, I don't think you'd be here. Um, but anyways, let's keep going. What is the overall energy that is really supporting these connections? Look at this, the Tower. I feel like the Tower is the ability to overcome. You know, definitely makes sense because again, person on your mind, feel like some of you have definitely been with this person before. Um, Probably had a Tower moment. Often feel in the Tower that someone has fallen from grace, but that doesn't mean that they can't again evolve. Part of, if this is talking soulmate energy, this could be like part of what the soul, our soul's intention was. Like, can we overcome these towers? Now, I kind of feel like it wouldn't be more than one tower because then I feel like it'd be a repeat pattern. And I don't know. I'm just not the type of reader where I'd say, if you've had this tower over and over and over again, then I don't know. Like one tower, okay, yes, I'll consider it. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. You are going to consider it. But I feel like your souls, like let's say it's a soulmate energy. You could have certainly planted like seeds of intention before you guys came into this lifetime. And this tower may have been part of it. I have to use Sam and I as an example because we were together when we were teenagers. We did have that tower moment and then went on and lived our lives separately. But then, I don't even know, 40 some years later, he reached out. And so it begun. And now we're in union. So, when people say, like, oh, you shouldn't look back, Sandy, you shouldn't look, well, That is my life story. So I have to. And I understand that, you know, towers can happen. We're spiritual beings having human experiences. I don't feel like this tower holds the weight that it once did. All right, let's look at the bottom of the deck. Well, hello, 10 of Pentacles. You know what I feel? Well, this is the house of abundance. But you know what I always feel with the 10 of Pentacles is this is also the house of loyalty. Like, I feel like loyalty is a big word in this reading, right? Because I don't want anybody who's going to come in and cheat on me. You know, I want someone that I can count on. I feel like everyone in this energy is grounded. Doesn't mean we're perfect because we're born imperfect, right? But, for some of you, this can be the blending of families. Like you may have kids, they may have kids, but it's harmonious at the same time. I also feel like this is someone, probably both of you, where I feel like each can take care of themselves. And that may be a little bit what the tower is about. Like, because I think about this also, like if Sam and I would have stayed together, um, would I have ended up being who I am right now? And I'm proud of who I am right now. You know what I mean? So I went on and did my things, right? Created, my abundance. He created his abundance, and then we came together. So I feel like, in other words, what I'm saying is, I don't feel like anybody's a bum here. I don't feel like anybody needs to depend on the other, like financially. I feel like creativity in that home is abundant, and it is a 10. So, you know, that tower, again, I feel like it really holds no power unless I give it that power. Someone fell from grace, but someone also reflected upon that. That's what's mirroring that tower right now is the 9 of Wands. So really deep reflection. And then coming out the other end, if you just look at the card, like this person is busting out of their clothes. Well, to me, that's their spiritual muscles. It's how much my spirituality has grown. Um, and listen, we just have to realize sometimes things don't work out the first time. Maybe that wasn't divine timing, and maybe now is divine timing. Okay, let's go right above it. And we may go below it too. We'll see. But again, so their current feelings for you, the 9 of Wands. We're going to take the Gilded Tarot. We have the 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Well, 8 of Pentacles. To me, it answers a question. Can this be successful? And the 8 of Pentacles tells you if you're willing, or if both are willing to put their focus upon it, then it's only going to grow and grow. It's also a number 8. To me, infinity, as above, so below. No beginning, no end. And I feel like that means that some of you could have been connected in past lives. I also feel like this is saying, don't disregard like how much you have grown during that period of separation. Like each doing their own thing as it relates to their finances. But I feel like this is answering a question like, can we be successful? Well, if we put our focus on it, the answer feels like yes. And 8 is about a new beginning. Right over that 9, the reflection, and then the 8, a new beginning. All right, let's keep going. So their current view of you right now, well, hello, 10 of Pentacles. Hello, 10 of Pentacles. So now we have 2 10 of Pentacles. Energy that's mirroring each other. Coming over this King. And the king doesn't have to be a male, because remember, we're both masculine and feminine energy. But this king has been reflecting. This king is definitely thinking about, well, you. And I have a feeling you're thinking about them. I have a feeling this king is also, and again, king or queen, when they approach, I feel like they're proud of what they've created. And I also feel that some of you may be doing like similar things in the world and can even like combine that. And listen, 2 10 of Pentacles, I like that a lot. Okay. What actions are they currently thinking of taking? So we have the 2 of Wands. Hello, Knight of Wands. So much fire in this table. But you know what? There's a lot of earth also, grounded. Knight of Pentacles or Knight of Wands. Coming over that 2 of Wands. Many of you know that when I see a knight, I know a knight's going to complete their mission. Like, I feel like the knight is sent by the king or the queen. This is something this is energy that's coming towards you. This is passionate. It can be fast moving, but if you need to slow it down, slow it down. If you like, well, we'll see. But right now, you're really in an optimistic view. But we'll see what comes after that. But here I come. Here I come. Right over that too. I'm liking what I see so far. All right, so your current view towards them. 4 of Swords. Healing. I feel like this king has been in a state of reflection, but I also feel like in the 4 of Pentacles, it's the healing of this previous tower, but I feel like this one sword that we lie upon, that's ourselves, right? That's, how do I want to say this? It is healing that broken heart. It's healing in like the past hurt, but also knowing oneself, like I don't know, like I feel like I don't want to put all the blame on the king. Now, I don't know, but something is telling me that like I'm also learning about myself, right? I'm also healing myself. And maybe that is an important component of this, like we can't allow, like, let's say, well, the way it looks, this king is coming in again, king or queen. They feel very grounded. Like I feel like they got their shit together. I feel like their vibration has lifted. It definitely feels like they're coming in fast and furious, but full of passion. And again, action oriented. So that's what I feel about the king down here, like someone who wants to be in a relationship. Well, the knight would be someone who puts action behind those words. So, the 4 of Swords, not allowing the tower to determine whether I'm going to say yes or no. Of course, that is your choice. But again, you're in an optimistic view. And I do feel like if this is something I really want, but of course, I want you to be realistic. I do want you to be realistic. But if this is something I want, then it does seem like an important component to let that tower be. All right. So the overall energy connecting the 2 of you. Page of Wands, more fire. Page of Wands to me is the Fool. This is someone who takes a chance. They don't always work out, but it is someone who gets back up again. It can talk about younger energy. Now we have the page and we have the knight. So that feels like evolution right there. But this really, to me, is like my risk taker. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to take a chance. And he's looking right back, right back. It's almost like he traveled backwards, like I traveled through that Four of Swords. And that going through that energy opens me up to more of the possibility here. Interesting. Um, let's just go right below and let's just get even a little bit more clarity. So let me just kind of slide these out, move these down. All right, we have the Five of Swords. Well, that makes sense. So I feel like at one time, someone had toxic energy. It is a five. So fives speak about change. But, coming under a nine, someone's had that realization, right? Maybe I did carry toxic energy. You know, um, I feel like someone was like, I don't know, I kind of feel like immature, you know, um, probably didn't treat you right. But yet, I don't want to say, again, I don't want to say like narcissistic type energy because I don't feel that. I just don't feel like I feel the opposite of that. So this person's has had the realization that their energy was toxic. Now, probably not just to you, but just probably in their whole lives. You know, it's almost like they weren't even working. Like I wasn't even thinking about my finances. I was just thinking about, the fun I could have in my life at that time. But now I feel like they've changed that. Okay. We have the Ten of Wands. Interesting how the Ten of Wands is mirroring the Ten of Pentacles. It's almost like saying, I don't know why I keep saying almost, but if you look at the Five of Swords, again, let me flip it around. I keep forgetting when I'm live, my camera on my side looks backwards. So you have a five that goes into a 10. And I feel like this is saying that this king, and I'm going to keep saying king, but I just want to remind you, it can be female or male. Let's just say this person probably put the weight of the relationship on your shoulders. It probably became too much. You may have given them the tower. Like it's too much. I don't want this. This is not how I picture love in my life or in my mind, in my heart. Some of you were in a period of time where, maybe you were working. I'm not saying they weren't working, but I kind of feel like they weren't thinking like about the future. They were thinking more about the present day moment, but in a way where like, it kind of like a lower vibrational energy. Like, what fun can I have? What can I do today? What trouble can I go and get into? I'm going to go to the bar and I'm going to go drinking, and then doesn't show up for work. That type of thing, like just where real change was needed. I have a feeling they had to change it for themselves first, but it definitely feels like you took on most of the responsibility till you just couldn't take it on anymore. Now, this five does go into a 10. Okay. All right. So their current actions, Six of Pentacles. Do you know, it's like they have had the realization that they were the taker and you were the giver. It's like they took advantage But yet part of me feels like I don't want to beat them up too bad, because I feel like they were like somewhat immature, but definitely like you were the giver and they were the taker. Six of Pentacles really talks about learning that fine art of give and take, and both had to realize that, like, wait a minute, am I the only one giving? And if that's the case, is that what I want? I don't think so. But it may have taken time to realize that. This also talks about, I feel like probably both of you at this point, like compassionate souls, empathetic souls. And for some of you, you may be very compassionate, and that may be, this could be something that, like, I stayed too long. I didn't put my foot down quick enough, and I ended up in heartache because of it. But I almost feel like I don't know that there was much you could do to change that energy. I feel like it was up to them to evolve. Some of you, this could have been a very, like, this could be many years in between. Six of Pentacles, learning that fine art of give and take. Wow, they're reflecting. They're understanding that now. They know that you put the weight of the relationship on your shoulders. Like, if you gave them the tower, they get it now, right? They get it. And this healing, yes, it's for you, but it's really for both. The ability to overcome. I feel like also that they must be much more compassionate than they once were. And I do feel like this is now talking about energy where I know that, first of all, that Eight of Pentacles kind of is telling me the same thing, where I know if I want to be with you, then I have to be able to give you love, not just take it. I need to be able to give you that same love back. I do feel like they love you. To me, there's like no doubt. But I feel like, again, that lower vibrational energy, almost like hanging out with my friends, was more important. Or so I thought. Or so I thought. Okay, let's look at you, though. Look at this, the Nine of Wands. You're thinking about each other. You are thinking about each other. How interesting. And listen, that may be a clue. Like, if you just all of a sudden start thinking about someone and you're like, why am I thinking about them? I haven't thought about them in years. Well, because they're thinking about you. And I do feel like you're soul connected. That to me means that even if we're not together, that connection is really, truly never broken. Whether we get together again in this lifetime or not, we've been together in past lifetimes. We'll be together, in eternity. But look at the mirroring energy. I'm thinking about them. They're thinking about me. We're each thinking about our own responsibility within the previous time we were together. And last but not least, let's look under that tower. Oh my God. Hello, Ten of Cups. Well, the house of love, the house of harmony, joy, laughter. I feel like all of that is important. I feel like in this house, if there's an argument, it's not something we hang on to. We let it go. We understand it. We ask each other for forgiveness and we move on. We don't allow ourselves to get stuck in it. You have two Ten of Pentacles, two Nine of Wands, and now the Ten of Cups under that tower with the page mirroring it, taking a chance. It's interesting because in the Three of Wands, I'm saying don't project yourself out too far into the future, right? Because Something else you want to think about is it is my current intentions that are really that's what's really going to produce, my future harvest. 10 of Cups. Wow. Let's see who's on the bottom of this deck. Hello, Judgment, your spiritual team. So when you see Judgment, it's calling you to the present moment. It's telling you there's an opportunity for a rebirth. Like your spiritual team is behind this. I have a feeling some of you, like this is a soul's, this was your soul's intention. And I know not everybody gets that. Like, what do you mean? Like as souls, we agreed to break up and go through this pain. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. But also the reconnection time. This feels like this is the time. Judgment, perfect energy to come out right now. And that's exactly what's happening here. They're in a two, the Two of Wands. You're in a Three of Wands. Well, that seems like divine timing. 2 Ten of Pentacles. I feel like I don't have to worry that I have to take care of them. They don't have to take care of me. I don't have to worry that, first of all, I feel like if I'm worried that like I reconnect with this person and my worry is, will they cheat on me? Then I feel like, okay, well, that's fair, right? That is fair. So the Three of Wands would say, well, then give someone the chance to really reveal who they are to you and, give them the time. I feel like if this is someone that like really is living within your heart, and I kind of feel that, I don't kind of feel that, I do feel that, then I do feel that this is talking about, again, like each during this breakup period, doing something, that was meant for their own soul. Like I was meant to create, let's say, a business for myself. And this person was meant to do something, whatever they're doing at this point. Again, I feel here, it's almost like someone who probably called off work a lot, but now I feel like they're very grounded. And I also feel like this is saying loyal. But if you're skeptical of that, then just give them the time, right? Like, and I don't mean like, because I feel like we have to be careful. Like, if this is something we really want, then I don't want to be too judgmental, because judgment is not about judging. God is our judge. This is just about like allowing ourselves to live in the present moment and understanding that we're really creating, well, our 10 of Cups, our 10 of Pentacles from our present moment energy. I feel like a lot of you get that. You understand that. Wow. Wow. I mean, wow. All right, let's take Mother Mary over this reading. I also feel like because you have the Nine of Wands, they have the Nine of Wands, both reflecting on their part of what caused a tower, and really coming out with a lot of clarity. That's what puts you in the Three of Wands. That's what allows that optimistic view. And that Nine of Wands is what is really what's producing that healing. Again, this can talk about like immature energy, like energy that just is more about, themselves at that time. You both could have been in like relationships since then, could have even been married. But I feel like really nothing compares to them. Boy, that reminds me of a song. What's that song? Nothing compares to you. Who is that? She just passed away. All right, I'm going to take Mother Mary. I'm not ignoring you in the comments, by the way. I just want to concentrate on the reading. Mother. Why can't I pick it up? Mother. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Mother. I open my heart to my mother's humanness and her divinity. Mother. Some of you, this is certainly, I feel like this could certainly be a mother or a mother figure who is helping to guide this. Okay. We have grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creatures. Maybe I had to realize that about myself. Maybe I had a lot of self-doubt about myself. And I had to learn that I'm just as worthy as anyone else. Gratitude. That's kind of like the Three of Wands energy. Gratitude. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. And then be strong. Be strong. I pull myself up and I do what needs to be done. Mother, grace, gratitude, and be strong. What a reading. I don't know if you guys feel it like I feel it. Like when I do a reading, I feel it. Like I feel the energy. I feel their energy. I feel your energy. It's almost like I feel a little sorry for them because I feel like they've made some mistakes in their life that they wish they could take back, but it's almost like too late, right? So I just have to, I guess, forgive myself and maybe even ask for your forgiveness. And I feel like for you, it was more about learning that fine art of give and take. I think, what I love about this channel is we have people of all ages. And I love that we can reach like that young mind because, I wish I understood the things I understand now way back when I was young. I made some big mistakes, stupid mistakes, but I've forgiven myself at the same time. Okay. Wow. I think it's beautiful. All right. I'm going to go to the comment section. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to change glasses. Okay, I don't have any, so let me click out of this and click back in. Skip that ad. Wow. Oh, dang it. I just pushed myself out of the comments. Let me try to do this gingerly. So, hi, Anne. I can't see if there's anyone before Anne. Hi, Dawn. I miss you too. I even wrote that on one of your comments that I missed you. Hi, Bethany. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Jonah. I think it's Jonah or Johanna. Oops. Okay, hang on 1 second. Sophia. Oh, every time I see your name, I'm like, don't say it like that, Sandy. I can't help it, Sophia. This made your night. Excellent. Hi, Susan. Hi, Liv. Hi, Malibu. Ronnie. T. Williams. Oh, yep. Hi, Angel Fire. Hi, Dee. Dom. Hi. Um, Saventer. I know I completely messed up your name. I'm so sorry. Hi, Monica. Brenda. Hello. That's it. You're right. That was the right song. Nothing compares to you. I love that song. That's what I feel. Brenda, Angel, 1111, and Brenda. Okay, I'm going to go back up to the top. I am going to ask for everyone's patience. It's been a while since I have been live again. Johanna. Pretty sure it's Johanna. I had a friend in high school, Johanna, and I think that's how she spelled it. I'm not sure if that's a question that you have, Johanna. Oh, it just skipped. Hang on. But I would like to know also how you relate to this reading. If this, like, did you feel it? Did you feel within? Dawn, still single. Susan, April Art, great to catch you live. I'm so happy you're here. All right, Liv, 8888. Your wife left 2 months ago. I have since found out she was cheating. Oh, I'm sorry. I am moving out this week. What do you see happening with this marriage and my future? Whoops, what is going on? All right. I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pick up these cards to give myself a clear board. But I just found this reading beautiful, guys. And I have a feeling that a lot of your answers or questions were probably answered through the reading, but we'll get more specific for you. Let's put Mother Mary away. I'm just making myself some room. And I think Live 8888. I am going to use the Psychic Tarot. But I do want to give him a cut. All right, let me reread your question. I hope you guys don't mind. I like reading them out loud because I feel like, we're one big soul family. And I feel like many of us have gone through the same type of situation or are going through. So, when I read for one, I really like everybody hearing it. So I hope that's okay. All right. So my wife left 2 months ago. I have since found out she was cheating. I'm moving out this week. What do you see happening with this marriage and my future? I feel like I got it. Don't mind me. I have two different pairs of glasses. That's what happens when you get old. All right, so Liv. This marriage. I'm going to be honest, what I'm feeling. Whoa. What I'm feeling is I kind of get this feeling that it is over. But at the same time, I feel like, and I know it's, oh my God, I mean, I feel like there's nothing worse than being cheated on. Even if you're not even in love with that person anymore, it's still like one of the worst things to go through. So I'm so sorry that you're going through that. But I am getting this feeling like, and I feel like it's from your guides that, you know, chances are this marriage is over. But that doesn't mean, I feel like it doesn't mean that, like, that you won't find what probably will be great love. But let's see. Let's see. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Nine of Cups. First of all, well, it says here fulfillment of wishes. But I do read nine as singular. So I do feel like, you're going to have the status of being single. But in the same breath, even though I know you're going through a lot of pain right now, I feel like the pain won't last. This is something I do feel like you're going to overcome. And I feel like, because I really feel your guides. I feel like you're going to be introduced to someone. And, you know, though I have a feeling you still love your wife, I do feel like I do feel like it's over. But as I say that, I also want you to recognize that this is saying fulfillment of wishes. Now, your wish right now may be that it's not over. However, that's present day energy. We have awareness. Well, you have that awareness now. We have the strength card, and by the way, it's an 8, and you have 4 8s in your name. 88, 88. 8, such a spiritual number, right? As above, so below, no beginning, no end. This is a strength card, but really here it's called power. So it's to me, it's a symbol that there's nothing you cannot overcome. Even though when we're in the moment, we feel like, how am I ever going to overcome this? And I feel like with time, and I feel like someone's going to introduce you to someone. Someone's going to introduce you. I just feel that. We have the Chariot. And then Sacrifice. Interesting, we have 2 cards of Leo. I never like to say, like, okay, it's going to be a Leo. But we do have 2 cards of Leo. Now, it may just be like a Leo type energy, like a fire type energy where, someone who is, again, very action oriented. Sacrifice. I feel like this is also saying, Liv, that even though you're going through this hardship right now, I do feel like you are going to overcome it. And I feel like joy is going to be back in your heart again. Like real joy, though. And this 9 of Cups, first of all, it's inner harmony, but then it's fulfillment of wishes, awareness, and then the sacrifice. So, I feel like, what are you sacrificing? I feel like it's the marriage. But the Chariot right before, that is movement. So I feel like, you are going to take on the single status, and maybe it takes a little while to like find that inner harmony again. And I'm not going to tell you that you and your wife will never get back together, because that is really free will. But I just get this feeling that someone is going to introduce you to someone, and it just feels like it's going to be love very quickly. So we just got to get you through this moment, right? You got to find a way to come back to inner harmony within yourself. I have a feeling also, like, I'm not sure what I mean by this, but I feel like your wife And I want to be careful here because I don't really want to put her down, but I feel like it's part of her makeup, like part of who she is. So I guess what I mean by that is she may be someone who, I feel like, let's put it this way. I'm a Virgo, and though I've had people cheat on me, I could never cheat back. I just couldn't do it. It just is not who I am. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. Instead, I would end it, right? I would just be like, okay, this has to be over. Um, and then there's some people, like I think of my ex husband, who had no problem cheating, like over and over again. So I feel like this awareness, in a way, I feel like it's kind of saving you. And I know it's hard for me to even say it, but I really understand what's trying to be said here. So I feel like not only are you going to overcome this, I feel like you're going to be stronger because of it. And I definitely feel like there's going to be some friends, someone who does care about you, who's going to introduce you to someone. And then I feel like you're going to start moving forward with that person. So I feel like you're going to be in a relationship again. And it just feels like it's someone who's going to bring real joy to your heart. And I definitely feel like it's coming from someone who is close to you, someone who cares about you. It's almost like they're thinking, I have the perfect person in mind for you. So, although I'm not feeling that this marriage can be saved, I mean, I don't want to say it can't be saved. That's up to you if you're willing to accept that energy. But I just get a feeling that like that's part of who your wife is, like almost where like what am I don't know. I don't know how to say it other than I feel like you will overcome this. Not only will you overcome it, I feel like in the long run, you're going to feel you're going to feel joy in your heart again. I am sorry that you're going through this, but I don't. There's my son's birthday right there. That just tells me my son's probably with us right now. I feel like my son, of course, is one of our spirit guides. Um, and it's interesting because I'm seeing his birthday and I'm thinking like what's being put in my head is he had a very hard time being loyal to his girlfriends. He was never married, but to his girlfriends. And it almost like and that's the way his dad was. So it's almost like that was not that that's how I wanted to be, it's just who I was at that time. So again, someone's going to introduce you to someone, and I feel like that's going to bring joy back in your heart. But I also feel like it's important to find that inner harmony within yourself, almost like saying, don't think that you're unlovable, that you're not worthy because of your wife's actions. You're definitely worthy. And again, someone is going to love you completely. And know that you are, and I'm looking at the strength card, which again, you have 4 8s in your name. Strength card, this person is part man, part lion. And it's really that ability to look within and to overcome, and the overcoming is really what gives us that sense of power. All right. But most of us know what you're going through, Liv. Dawn. Well, thank you, Dawn. Well, Liv, I kind of feel like I just answered that. Will you find love in the future? The answer is yes. Um, and again, It's like sometimes I don't like to be so clear because things can happen differently than what I think. But I feel like it was put in my heart that, again, someone's going to introduce you to someone. And I feel like that is the person that potentially I feel like you may spend the rest of your life with. Dawn, you want to know? I would love to know the next 3 months. Okay. Look at the Tarot Dreams. It's like sticking out here. Queen of Cups. It's almost like it's calling to me. So we're going to use it. Dawn, next 3 months. Give them a cut. By the way, to anyone who's new, I am not a fast reader. I definitely take my time. And I know that's irritating to some, but to those who are getting bread, I feel like you want me to take my time. All right, Dawn, next 3 months. I want to take them the way they came. All right, Queen of Swords. Queen of Pentacles, look at that. I feel like both of these queens are you. The World, the next chapter. The Nine of Cups. Interesting, we got the 9 right in a row, right, with Liv and then you. 5 of Wands. So it feels like something new is opening up for you. The Queen of Swords, I feel like is you. I feel like, the Queen, I feel both of these queens are you. I feel, first of all, and this may have something to do with Mercury retrograde, think about things that you're going to say before you say them. Like just, I don't, like not saying something that I don't really mean, like mean what you say. I feel like that can only benefit you. This is also, to me, talks about your voice, your own truth. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles looking right back at her. Of course, it's in reverse on my monitor, but she's looking right back. So let's talk about the Queen of Pentacles. This is someone who is very good reading between the lines. Like I always feel like if you put a contract in front of the Queen of Pentacles, she's the one who could really like find those hidden clauses that other people might just skim right over. Grounded. Could talk about a promotion, doing better in your money. Doesn't have to be a promotion, but like I do feel like money may increase. Then you have the 9 of Cups, again, inner harmony, but also fulfillment of a wish. And then the 5 of Wands. And I feel like that also applies back to that Queen of Swords. So 5 of Wands can talk about drama, other people's drama. I feel like this is saying don't allow yourself to get pulled into other people's drama, because I feel like there's something new opening up for you. And I actually want to take a card like that, the Hermit, right over that. So your wisdom, 2 9s, inner harmony. And I feel like that's part of this next chapter. This is feeling good within your life. And the Hermit is that deep reflection. It's understanding that, like, if I've been through the dark night of the soul, which I know you have, understanding that, when I'm seeking that light, what I'm really figuring out is I am the light. I feel like your wisdom is coming into play in the next 3 months. But also, I feel like this is talking about a wish that potentially is coming true. And I feel like a lot of this may depend on you, like, and your own energy. Because again, inner harmony, loving yourself for exactly who you are, no excuses, and knowing that you are lovable. I feel like one of the main energies, though, is not allowing yourself to get pulled into anyone else's drama. Rise above it if you can, separate yourself from it. But let's take one more after that. Look at this, the Hierophant. So, first of all, we had two fives back to back, especially with the world saying a new chapter is opening up for you. And I feel like it's something where your wisdom, your like just the growth in your life is a big reason why it's opening up. And listen, if it's speaking about love, well, the Nine of Cups would tell me it'd be something that I would want because again, a fulfillment of a wish. But maybe it's like, how do I deal with it? Again, that Five of Wands, don't get pulled into anyone else's drama. Rise above it. This is the card of Taurus, the Hierophant, but it speaks about your belief, you know, keeping hope alive, letting the past be in the past. It's like I do know your situation, but I feel like if, let's just say that, for those who didn't love you right, couldn't love you right, and I say couldn't because I feel like some were in a lower vibrational energy, some just thought more about themselves, and I don't feel like those type of people really change, but I feel like you've evolved. So I feel like this is saying for the next 3 months, keep your hope alive because there is something opening up for you. And I feel like with the Hermit over that, of course, it can stand for a Virgo, but we also have Taurus right below that too. And it may just talk about being really grounded. But I also feel like this is saying this is something that you'll be ready for. I just want to take one more. Well, hello, King of Cups. Makes me wonder if that ties you back to that to the reading. King of Cups. And I'm really looking at what this is, what are we talking about when we're looking at this next chapter? Well, I feel like this king is part of it. And I feel like, I'm getting this feeling of, this, let's just say this drama filled energy, or let's just say that, like, maybe I'm expecting someone to like claim their part in a situation. I feel like really what it's saying is, do you really need that? Does it really matter? Because in the long run, I feel like it won't matter. And the more I can just rise above that, the more I feel like the more things that you're going to, um, how do I say this? Like the more reasons you'll have to be, I feel like happy. But I do feel like, finding that inner harmony, I know how important that is, right? And sometimes we just have to realize that, again, if other people couldn't love us the way that really we deserved, I mean, we do have to look at ourselves also, but that doesn't mean that someone else can't and someone else won't. So, and this king, by the way, is looking right at this next chapter. I feel like this is saying keep your hope alive, really learn to love yourself, all parts of yourself. I feel like you yourself have grown so much, and I know that. And I feel like it is your wisdom that is even allowing this next chapter to open up. And I feel like this is something that you should be hopeful for. I feel like it is answering part of what this next chapter consists of. And again, it does feel like a wish coming true. But am I going to be ready for that? And maybe that's what the Five of Wands is saying. Like, you know, will I be ready for that? Have I learned to really love myself? And we can say yes, but, and then someone comes into our life and we're like, whoa, I don't know. I don't know. But I feel like this is saying just keep your hope alive. And I know you've been waiting. Well, you haven't been waiting. But I do feel like you do want that right person in your life. So I feel like that's what it's saying. Keep that hope alive. I also feel like this is saying that the next 3 months feel like a joyous time, or can be if you allow. Interesting, we have two nines. It's tying me back to that reading. So again, it can be like, two people who, this could talk about someone who's coming into your life who have lived very similar experiences, gone through very similar things. And if the hermit's not you, then to me, it does talk about someone who I feel like is wise, like someone who, I don't know, just makes me feel like like a sense of comfort. And I definitely feel like the Hierophant's just saying, keep that hope alive, Dawn. Don't let that hope go. You know, not all things are meant to work out, but the ones that do work out, I feel like are the ones that in the long run we're going to be like, thank God. And sometimes we're going to look back and be like, thank God that didn't work out, because look at where I'm at now. So I feel like the next 3 months are going to be good for you. Just be careful about, like, again, drama. And I can talk about at work, but I can just talk about in your life, period. Just rise above it. Again, remember Mercury's in retrograde also. And I feel like that's a little bit of the Queen of Swords. But I really feel like this is talking about your own truth, your own integrity. And then if someone's entering, well, then I know that that's what you would want, right? Like someone who's truthful, someone who's honest. Again, that King of Cup is looking right up at the world and the Hermit. So I don't want to give you false hopes, but it feels to me like that's what it's saying. And I almost feel like this is something that you will not expect, because the Queen is like looking, she's not looking at the next chapter. She's looking back at the Queen of Swords. Queen of Pentacles looking at the Queen of Swords. That's why it makes me feel like some of this drama could be like relating to work. But I feel like this King is not related to your work. But yet I do feel like the next 3 months feel good to me. And not only good, but again, I do feel like some wishes coming true. A wish is coming true. And I can't help but compare this to the reading I just did. Now, in a way, I don't feel like it's someone from your past. But I do feel like this is talking about the potential of love. And I do feel, I know I'm taking a long time here, but I do feel like, like I want you to congratulate yourself on your own vibration, on how you've lifted your own vibration, and how much you have grown. Like, be proud of who you are right now, because I feel like that sends a signal to the universe, you know, first of all, that, I've risen above the drama. I'm ready to open up this next chapter. And again, I may not know what this fulfillment of a wish is, but it is literally here and it's following the world. And I feel like it's because of, like the hermit, I feel like often goes through the dark night of the soul. But when the hermit emerges from the cave, which is, is normally, that's what you see, like the hermit going into a cave. But when he emerges, it's about the hermit speaking of light, so it's like your wisdom now. And by the way, I also feel like that beacon of light, what it helps to do is illuminate like any snakes in the grass, and you can trust in that. So in other words, it's saying is trusting in your own energy. You may, like if I'm fearful of falling in love because I don't know how they're going to be, I feel like trust your intuition. Your intuition, I feel like is going to illuminate the way for you. Keep hope alive. The next 3 months look pretty good. There could be some drama. Don't allow yourself to get pulled into it. Rise above it. I feel like you already know how to do that. And I do feel like, I feel like work. I don't know if your schedule has lifted at all, but I still feel, and I felt this for you for a long time where I feel like, the day's going to come where, you really see the harvest of your hard work. Okay. Okay, Sophia. You would love a reading around love, specifically around your crush. We have had very little contact since classes ended for the summer. Is he thinking of me? Any movement coming? Thank you. You're very welcome. All right, so I remember that crush. Um, and it's interesting because I feel like that reading again could certainly talk about like, where if you're thinking about him, he's thinking about you. So I feel like the answer is already yes, he's probably thinking about you. I probably shouldn't have said probably. I do feel like he's thinking about you. But what does that mean? So so you've had very little contact. And is he thinking about you? And what type of movement can we expect? I'm going to use the Universal Tarot. Universal Tarot for Sophia. All right. So, is your crush thinking about you? Will there be any type of movement? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting, she keeps coming out. We have the Strength card. We have Judgment. We have the Page of Pentacles. Again, it feels like this is relating back to the reading. For those who didn't get to catch the whole reading, I definitely watch it again because I feel like for those who are here and those who have yet to be here, but I feel like for a lot of you, some of your answers or some of your questions have been answered in the reading. But we're going to look for more clarity. So, Judgment, present moment, Page of Wands next to that. He's looking right back at Judgment. I definitely feel like I feel like he thinks about you. justice, balance, Three of Swords, but it's under the Strength card. I don't know if the classes are going to resume again, like in the fall. I'm not feeling this Three of Swords as like pure heartache. I feel like it's more of like just missing the times that you did have together. And, I just mean like in class. Look at this, the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords under that Page of Wands. And then, hello, Knight of Pentacles, Sophia. Interesting. So, I often feel the Knight of Pentacles is our guardian angel energy. But this knight's job is about bringing this pentacle into your world. It's meant to enhance your life. This knight comes at the right time. Not before, not after. And to me, that means in divine timing. Interesting that we also have the Page of Swords, which is coming into the reading. I'm getting this feeling of, I wonder if you can reach out. You know what I mean? And I don't mean reach out like, like on the phone, like, hey, I miss you, this and that. But like if you're connected, like on social media, I don't know why. I have a feeling you are. But so you have two knights coming into this reading. Knight of Swords, to me, represents some type of communication. I don't know if he is connected to someone else. And if that's the case, you may find that, there's been cutting it, like he's cut the ties to someone. And, I know you have a crush on him, but I feel like, I don't know if I want to use the word like he's also got a crush on you, but I feel like I do feel like he thinks about you. And I feel like when he thinks about you in like loving ways. Now, I'm not going to say like in love, but I feel like he enjoys your energy very much. Could it be potentially that he may reach out, but I'm not feeling it like on a telephone type of thing. I'm feeling it more like social media, and if it's not him reaching out, can you reach out? Just like, hey, I missed the class or something like that. I feel like where it's opening up the line of communication. I just want you to consider that, because Judgment is talking about, again, present moment energy, but it is also about a rebirth. And then we have that page right there, who again is like my fool, my little risk taker. But I'm also noticing the Queen and the King, even though they're not together, which makes sense because, it doesn't matter your sign. I feel like you are this Queen. He is this King. He's the one who's under judgment. So it does feel like he's the one who's having some type of rebirth in his life. And again, it may be cutting of ties. But then again, this Knight of Pentacles is saying, I'm bringing this pentacle into your life. And this pentacle really is meant to enhance your life. But it is at the right time. I just want to see what's at the opposite end. Oh my God. Hello, Knight of Cups. Unexpected couple fulfillment. Sophia, this is what I would say. If you're connected on social media, I would reach out, and not even reaching out to say like, hey, I miss you, but you could just talk, like you can say whatever you want to say, but I feel like talking about like, I don't know if classes will resume. Um, but I feel like there's some way that you can open up communication. Or he may be reaching out and opening up a line of communication. You know, it's interesting we have these two knights mirroring each other. Knight of Pentacles again talks about, again, I feel like it's guardian angel energy, bringing in a pentacle, truly meant to enhance your life. Queen of Pentacles is right there, but Justice is also right there. So this knight says, I come at the right time. So I feel like there is some type of cutting of ties, whether it be him or you, to someone else. And I feel like that is a big, I don't want to say big, but that feels like part of the requirement. And it's like finding balance through that. He's looking back where you're looking forward. Interesting. You know, you call him your crush, but I get this feeling that he also crushes on you. Now, there could have been reasons why, like, those words weren't expressed. Again, he could have been connected to someone else. And, you know, I feel like an upstanding person, maybe like, I know I need to like cut ties here before I, even consider the next step. But I feel like this is saying that his energy is matching your energy. So the communication, someone taking a chance. And, so this is what I want to say. Because we have judgment, which talks about the present moment energy, if there's not some type of communication soon, then consider yourself being the one who reaches out. And again, I don't mean necessarily picking up a phone, but through like maybe social media. Um, because this Knight of Cups, that's about love. But the Knight of Pentacles is saying at the right time. I feel like someone has been hurt in love, and that's part of like what someone is overcoming. He's the one who's looking at that Three of Swords, and he's the one who's in line with justice. And that's kind of why I'm feeling like you may hear that like he has cut ties. It doesn't even have to mean a marriage. It could just be like someone that someone I was with. But this Knight of Swords is coming. I mean, you have three knights. The right time, fulfillment of a wish. Well, the Knight of Cups is unexpected cup of fulfillment. But Judgment's calling you to the present moment, but also calling him to the present moment. And then the Knight of Swords, some form of communication. And then the Page of Wands, taking a chance. But you're mirroring that Page of Wands. That's why I'm wondering if you can reach out. And that may just open a line of communication that may then stay open. I can't help but think that, when he thinks about you, he doesn't think about you just in like, one of my clients, so to speak, type of energy. No, like you stand above the crowd. You stand above the crowd. So, someone's going to take a chance. Someone's going to open up a line of communication. And I feel like with that line of communication, I feel like it can go further and further and further to the point where this could be the one, Sophia. Now, I don't want you just like, I don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, but I do feel like there's something special here. There's something special. I feel like both of you probably would say to each other, like, like someone broke my heart, and I have a feeling someone broke his heart. And I feel like it's both who are learning like how to come back to themselves, finding balance again within one's life. So I would say, like, if you don't hear from him, let's say the next 3 weeks or even 2 weeks, then I would consider, like, if you're connected on social media, to just like open up a line of communication. If you're not connected on social media, I would send a friend's request. That's what I would do. But I feel like that's the feeling that's being put within me. So I like this, Sophia. You know, sometimes we need to be the bold one. Um, but listen, I'm not saying it might not be. It could be him who opens up with that line of communication. But I would say, again, give it 2 weeks, so to speak, and open up that line of communication for yourself. Okay. T. Williams. Does KB want to be with me because he loves me or for money/business? Okay. Does KB want to be with you because he loves you, or is it more, well, self-serving reasons? Um, we're going to use the psychic tarot, but I'm going to give it a couple shuffles. So, it's KB's reasons for wanting to be with T. Self-serving, or is it really love? I'm not ready to take cards yet. One more good shuffle. Nine of Cups. Three times we've seen that Nine of Cups. That makes me feel good. But let's follow it. Seven of Swords. Oops, I just lost. Okay. Ace of Swords. Well, let's see what we got first. The Chariot. Recognition and reward. And then the Star card, which is called Hope here. Okay, so Seven of Swords came out, and it didn't take my mind to a place of someone who's a cheater. It didn't take my mind there. Where it took my mind was, is that what I'm worried about? So I feel like it's more in your thought system. I feel like I don't feel like KB is with you for your money. I feel like, if anything, um, I feel like there is a recognition of you, and who you are, you know. And the Ace of Swords to me is truth. First and foremost, it's truth to me. So I feel like this is saying that, first of all, that Nine of Cups, inner harmony, yes, fulfillment of wishes, and you actually have the wish card here, the star card. But I feel like your mind, your thought system is not trusting. And I don't know why. It probably has something to do with past energy. But I do feel like this is saying, I don't feel like KB is with you, for self serving reasons. I do feel like this is saying that this is energy, where if I can let go of, the Seven of Swords can talk about one's own thought system. And sometimes our thoughts can lie to us. And we've got to realize that. I do feel like, whether these words are expressed to you or not, I feel like there is almost like a looking up to you. Like I feel like I'm proud of you. I'm proud of who you are. And I feel like I love you for who you are. So I don't feel like I need, like, if I'm KB, like, where I'd be saying, like, I need you to change this or that or this or that about yourself. I feel like, you know, and please don't take this the wrong way, but I feel like you're a little stuck within your head. Like, you may be overthinking it. And I think that may be because of previous energy. So the Nine of Cups is again about inner harmony, but it's hard to do that when our mind, and listen, I get this energy because I've been cheated on. I did have a hard time trusting, like, the next one in line. Aren't you going to do the same thing that the one before did? But it didn't happen. You know what I mean? It didn't happen. And I just have to say, the next one in line had to put up with a lot of bullshit from me because I was in an untrustworthy type event. Like, not me, but I had a hard time trusting. But I feel like the Ace of Swords is telling you that, I feel like this person, or KB, is, authentic, being authentic with you. So I don't feel like it's because of your money. Now, I'm not going to say that. First of all, I feel like I'm proud of you. And then you have the Chariot, which really does speak about unlimited potential, right? And it's mirroring the star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. So I feel like the answer here is no. They're not with you just for your money. But I do feel like they're proud of you. I feel like, no. I just feel like the answer is no. And I feel like if you can let go with that thought, you may be able to feel it more. Because I feel like that thought, again, feels like it's something of the past that has moved forward with you. And that just means it could be energy I haven't cleared, which, listen, that's just that's just the way we are as humans. You know what I mean? But I feel like that Ace of Swords, to me, it speaks about truth. So I feel like your answer is no. No, they're not with you just for your money. Though in the same breath, it's like, I'm proud of you, but that's not why I'm with you. And I feel like if you can let that thought go, I feel like you yourself will feel so much better. Because I do feel like this has the potential And I say potential because, again, let's say I never let go of that thought. You know, again, it's reminding me of, like, when I left a very difficult cheating type of relationship. Well, the next person, you know, had to take that from me. Like, how can I trust you? Right? And they almost had to prove it to me. But I feel like, you know, I feel like the more you can clear that energy, the more that you can just enjoy this. Because I do feel like this is meant for you to enjoy, but I feel like your thought system's coming in between that. And anytime I do, I kind of consider these like personal readings. When I see the Ace of Swords, first of all, that to me it signifies truth. So I simply feel like that's your answer. And I guess it's going to be up to you whether you believe me or not. But that's just what I'm getting. And I feel it pretty strong. Thank you, Anne. Just for your comments. Wonderful reading. I understand it completely. Thank you. God, it's like I can't see the print with these glasses. I'm getting old, guys. LRK. Thanks for the reading. They're appreciated. Thank you so much. You're appreciated. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, Angel Fire. Hi, Dee. All right. Dom. You're happy I'm back. I'm happy to be back. Thank you. This time, I'm asking my guides to deliver messages through you. Whatever comes up is what they think is important. Okay. So we're putting it in your guides' hands for whatever you need to hear, you'd like to hear. Let's use the Tarot of Dreams. I'm sorry, the Light Seers. Dom's Spirit Guides. Any messages that maybe have been overlooked? Move the phone out of the way. We have the Devil, card of Capricorn, and then we have the Ace of Cups. So let's just say this: if you don't know who Capricorn is, and listen, maybe you don't even know yet. This is also the Devil's card, and that can talk about illusions. It can talk about temptation. It's like literally someone's reaching out their hand. So if Capricorn is not ringing a bell with you, then it could talk about there's certain illusions that that you allow yourself to believe. And I do feel like it's relating to love. So let's take more, and then we'll have clarity in that. The Emperor. Card of Aries. Father figure. Hello, Ten of Cups. I'm wondering if you trust in love. Period. Do you trust that love can be wonderful? We have the Moon. Well, I feel like you're saying, I'm not really sure. The Moon can certainly speak of uncertainties. I feel like one of the things I'm picking up is there could have been like a repeat pattern in your life. And I don't feel like that's still the case, but it could still have like lingering effects. The Emperor's looking right back at the Ten of Cups. So I feel like this is someone who wants to be in the Ten of Cups. And the Emperor to me is someone that we can look up to. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Five of Wands. And Judgment again. Judgment right under the Ten of Cups. But Judgment's mirroring the moon over here. So Judgment again talks about living in the present moment so that these rebirths that some of them, like again, are soul's intentions. It's the right time. Um, but it is calling, it's like your spiritual team is calling you to the present moment. They're looking right up at that Ten of Cups. But I feel like the moon is representing like uncertainties. And now I'm feeling like the devil, even if it's a Capricorn, I'm feeling like this is old energy, almost like, do I trust in love? Do I trust that love can really be beautiful and glorious and all, and all that it's meant to be? Or, you know, or don't I? Because I feel like with the Three of Wands right under that Ace of Cups, first of all, again, I feel like this is tying us back to the reading. But this is about living in the present moment in the Three of Wands and having an optimistic view over what? The Ace of Cups, over love. And then you move into the Five of Wands, which again can be drama. It can be like old people where we expect, we had wished or hoped for like someone to like claim like their purpose, like, how do I want to say this? Like, I was wrong, you were right, but maybe I never get that. But I often feel like if I never get that, maybe I never needed it anyway. Um, I feel like the Emperor, male or female, by the way, again, to me, is someone that we can look up to. This is someone who has been through it and has learned from their experiences. It's interesting because I feel like you may be pulled in like two different directions, but again, it can be within your own thought system. But your spiritual team is really pointing out the Ten of Cups to you. But yet at the same time, I feel like it's saying, but live in the present moment. Like be optimistic about your future, really in all areas of your life. And I feel like also it's saying, don't take on the energy of like, I need to know exactly where something's going before I step into it, because you're creating that right now, right here. And that's what Judgment wants you to do. Live in the present moment, have an optimistic view for your future, and know that it is your seeds of intention that are really creating potentially that Ten of Cups for you. I feel like the uncertainty, it's almost like, do I need to know everything before everything is ready to show itself? But I feel like if that's the case, that probably has something to do with past energy. Because this is saying have a positive view as it relates to love and love for what you do. It doesn't even have to mean romantic love. The Emperor can certainly be like the business owner, the leader of the people. But I lead the people because of the wisdom I have gained. This is someone who's methodical, puts plans in place. And that could also be like another message, like when you feel like energy feels a little chaotic, put some plans in place, like literally write things down, because this could also talk about like you in your financial status or what you do in the world. It feels to me like you are a natural leader. And, and loving that part about yourself. So I feel like if there's any past energy, think about that because everything is calling you to the present moment energy. And listen, again, it's kind of like Dawn's. If you have any drama around you, not allowing yourself to get pulled into it, because what that will do is take that optimistic view and turn it around. Where judgment's saying there's about to be a rebirth, right? That's why they need you. Another way of saying that is judgment calls you to the present moment because that's where your signs are sent. Not in the future, not in the past, in the present moment. And if I don't live within the present moment, then chances are I miss a lot of these signs. Now, I do feel like our spiritual team will send them again, right? And then send them again. And this may be one of those signs. So I feel like this is saying don't project yourself too far out in the future and understand that what you're doing now and the seeds that you're planting now are really going to determine your harvest in the fall, so to speak. If this is relating to love, then I like it a lot. But I also, but I also feel like this may be relating to what you do in the world also. So it's like it's almost like a leg up. Just don't get pulled into other people's drama or even your own. Like in that Five of Wands, we have to learn to rise above that. But I feel like what your spiritual team wants you to know right now, right here, is to live in this current moment and to understand that you truly are creating your future by the seeds that you're planting right now. Clearing up the past, and then just being excited for the potential of your future. I feel like there's a lot of reasons to be excited for your future. But again, I feel like a lot of that depends on you. 5, and then it moves into judgment. So 5 is change, right? Making that change and then allowing that rebirth. Allowing your heart to be open completely. And if there are any repeat patterns, just that realization. And I feel like more than anything, letting it go. And I feel like present moment energy is so important for you right now. And I feel like it's relating to everything in your life. So I feel like you have this power, and I feel like we all have this power, right? Our seeds of intention are really everything. We're working hand in hand with divine to create our future, but it starts right here in the present moment. And that's why you're being called to the present moment so that these rebirths can take place. And that just means new things opening up or even things getting better and better and better. And letting go of let's say this is talking about love, like, will this go to the 10 of Cups? Well, that determines what seeds I'm planting right here, right now. But I feel like there's a lot of reasons for you to be proud of who you are and also your abilities. Okay, I'm going to let that be. And, the Emperor's looking right over at the 10 of Cups. So if that's speaking of love, then to me, I like the Emperor looking over at the 10 of Cups. Just let me click down real quick. Okay. Um, I cannot promise that I can get to everyone's questions today because I can smell that Sam is already cooking out in the grill. I don't know why he starts, I'm so lucky. He's a chef. He's our chef. And I don't really love to cook. So how lucky was I to find someone who does? He's Italian. So he loves to cook, but he also likes to eat early. And I don't, but I do it for him. All right. So why am I saying that? Because, I know the people who come on and donate they don't donate till they come on, so they don't hear that message. But I cannot promise that I will get to everyone. But I'm gonna try. And I'm reading your life right now. Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, Dawn, this reading made you cry. I hope happy tears. All right, D. A psychic told me Bradley slipped up and cheated. How do you feel about that? Does he speak to people behind my back? Anyone at work? Twin flame journey is hard. All right, well, let's look. Let me grab a drink real quick. It's been so long since I've done lives. I'm not used to talking so much. Um, Dean. Oh well, no, I know you like the Witch's Tarot. I think that's what it's called. I forget. I haven't used this deck. I think since my last lives. So we're gonna use it for you, D. I feel like what's it called? I think it's called the Witch's Tarot. All right. So the psychic told you that Bradley is cheating. That he slipped up and cheated. How do you feel about that? Does he speak to people behind my back? Anyone at work? All right, so can we trust Bradley? Is Bradley being honest? Is he cheating? It's weird the word slipped up because I don't feel like you slip up and cheat. But that must be the word they chose. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Seven of Swords. Okay, don't freak out. Seven of Swords can certainly talk about, someone who's a cheater. But I have to tell you, what comes before that makes me wonder if, because the Eight of Swords, literally, it's like she's in her head, right? She's in her head. She's worried. She's worried about this Seven of Swords. Wow, look how your cards are coming out. Page of Wands. First of all, I would tell you, D, that if, let's say that's the case, I'd probably cut ties. Eight of Pentacles, there's your work. Or work. But I want to go below this. And the reason why I'm going below it is because that Eight of Swords, it's more of a self-created prison, so to speak. We have the Nine of Pentacles. You get a lot of energy about work. Be very clear with me, Spirit, as it relates to the Seven of Swords. Very clear, please. Ten of Swords. Or Two of Swords, I'm sorry. All right. King of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. The Good Luck Charm. And then the Fool. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. All right. First of all, we have two eights mirroring each other. One is the Eight of Swords. That is that self-created prison. But I feel like this is you and your thought system. You know, and I feel like, boy, I feel like that psychic put a lot of fear in your mind. But then it's mirrored by the Eight of Pentacles. Two of Swords under the Seven of Swords. I asked our guides to be very clear. You know, I'm not feeling like I'm sitting here just allowing myself to feel. And I don't feel cheating energy. I just don't feel it. But I feel you feel it. And especially with the 10 of Cups here. And, you know, I'm going to go right in the middle with the King of Swords. But he's in the upright. I'm not going to lie. I don't really feel cheating, but I do feel like some flirting. I am not picking up like that he actually, like, you know, slept with someone, let's say. But I do feel that, and listen, this could just be his natural energy, you know, where like he just naturally flirts. I feel like, you know, I almost wish that psychic didn't tell you that, because I feel like that now lives within your head and your heart. You know, and I'm really trying to feel. Two of Wands. Okay. Well, this is what I'm feeling. I don't feel like he has slept with anyone, but I do feel like he flirts. Now, I don't know, like, you know, like I myself, I have a hard time being with someone like that, but some people just naturally are like that. And, you know, don't mean it as like, oh, then I'm going to go and sleep with you. But I myself cannot live in, you know, like, and that's just me, like, you know, and I feel like it's in your head now. Like, and what I mean by that is, and you may have like many reasons for that, but I feel like the psychic also put it in your head. Um, because that Eight of Swords is like a self-created prison, and it's relating to the Seven of Swords, which would be cheating energy. But then the Two of Swords is below that. So I feel like what it's really talking about is it is a blindfold, right? But I just don't feel like he has slept with someone else. Now, it doesn't mean everything is perfect either, because I do feel like there are issues. Um, and let me put it this way. I feel like if let's say because I do feel like he's a flirt, and yes, may flirt behind your back, but I do not want to go the whole way and say that he's a cheater because I don't feel that in my heart. But yet I also feel that if you're someone who is like me, where, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I know that, again, I've been with someone who liked to flirt, and most people say there's nothing wrong with flirting. Well, but it hurts me. You know what I mean? Like it hurts me, and I feel like why would you want to hurt me if I don't like that energy? Well, I ended up having to leave that person. Because I do feel that like he may be just a natural flirt. And I feel like yes, I do feel like he is flirting, but in a way I feel like it's like if I'm him, I would say, but it's innocent. And yes, it does feel like it's tied around the workplace. But yet in the same breath, you do have the 10 of cups here. So I feel like, and the two of wands. So I feel like this, it does have the potential of like love. And I mean you and him, like love. But I feel like as long as I carry these thoughts around, or let's say, because I do again feel he's a natural flirter, if I cannot accept that, then it would probably serve me to not live in that energy, to not accept that, because I feel like you do have to be true to you also. Um, and as I say that, I see both sides. Like, if you stay with them, I feel like, and if that energy, like, if the fear factor exists, I feel like it only causes more and more problems. And that's not to lay the blame on you. It's like, how do I get past that energy? And if I can't get past that energy, then I might want to think about, okay, I can't get past this energy. Now, you're saying twin flame. And yes, he could very much be a twin flame, but that doesn't mean we have to accept, right? We don't have to accept certain energy. And it doesn't mean that, sometimes we do need to leave people to get them to, well, we're not leaving someone so they'll change. We want to change ourselves, right? We want to find that inner harmony within us. But I feel like you're living in a state right now of confusion, and it doesn't feel good. Um, And I don't know, like, can this leopard change his spots? I don't think so. I feel like he is who he is. Um, but I don't feel like he slept with anyone. It's interesting because we have the King of Pentacles here. And to me, the King of Pentacles in the upright is someone who's loyal. But that doesn't mean like I'm like, yes, I can be loyal, but I can also be flirtatious. And I feel like that's where the problem lies. So I feel like it is saying here, like, it would take, how do I say this? Like, I feel like I got to look at this as either like I can accept this energy of his or not. Because I feel like a lot of it depends on you. Like, because I don't feel like it is going to get easier. I feel like it's going to get more difficult if I cannot trust you. Or if I'm someone who, I don't want you flirting with other people, I have a feeling that won't change. I don't feel like he does it to look for someone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like he does it to like cheat. I just kind of feel like it's who he is. And I do feel like it's happening at work. So I feel like this two of swords or two of wands coming over the eight of swords is really speaking to you. And that eight of swords, that is that self-created prison. But I feel like that self-created prison, first of all, I feel like this is saying that the two of you, if both of you are willing to really focus on this relationship, I do think it could be very successful. I do feel like, it could go to the 10 of cups, so to speak, energy. But I feel like there are certain things that you need to look at. And that is number one, his energy and who like part of him of who he just naturally, it's like he's the king of cups, but kind of in reverse. Now, but I don't feel like I don't feel like he's out sleeping with people. I just don't feel that. But flirting, I do. And I feel like it's almost like you're going to either, or, well, how do I say this? Like, I either accept that or I don't. Now, I'm one of those people who couldn't. You know what I mean? I just couldn't. It just hurt me. Like every time it would hurt me, and I would hear, like, but I'm not doing anything. Well, to me, the flirting is almost as bad as the sleeping with someone. So I feel like that's the energy that is going on. And can you accept that or not? That's really what I'm feeling. I feel like he loves you. And I feel like you love him. But I do feel like there's these issues in between. And I feel like, raising up these walls, it's not helping you to trust your intuition. And I feel they're walls of fear. And I kind of wish that psychic didn't say that to you because, I'm not going to, well, I guess I am saying they're wrong. But again, I don't know why I'm going around and around here. I feel like he's a flirter. And I do feel he flirts at work. Um, and would he take advantage of something if, let's say, somebody he was flirting with, like, was flirting back? Would they end up sleeping together? Let's just be honest. I don't feel that, but I feel you feel that. And I feel because you feel that, it's hard to get beyond that. So I feel like the question is, if this isn't going to change and you're truly unhappy with that, like it's just energy that's keeping you in your head, keeping joy out of your heart, then I think you may want to think about cutting ties. But I do feel like you need to have an honest communication at the same time. Like, this is what I'm feeling. Like, I feel like you're potentially cheating on me. And then listen with your spiritual ears. Like there's ways to tell someone's telling you the truth. Look right in his eyes. But I just have to disagree with the psychic that he slipped up and slept with someone. I don't feel that. I just feel flirted. And I do feel like it's at work. So that part I do agree with. But I also feel like It's saying, this is leaving you in a state of confusion, unhappiness, and really in your head and not in a good way. So, because I feel like there's, because, you say a twin flame, but yet in the same breath, we don't have to take a twin flame's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, if someone's not living up to my expectations, as long as my expectations are real, then I don't need to accept, like I said about like how I can't take someone who flirts. Now, a lot of people would say there's nothing wrong with that. And there probably isn't anything wrong with that. It's just what I can't accept, what I can't live with. So I had to be true to me. And that's kind of what I feel like this is saying to you. Be true to you. Have an honest communication. Look them right in the eyes. And I feel like because I feel like if you don't, then this worry will just continue and continue. And I feel like eventually you would break up because of that anyway. So I know that was a little confusing, um, but I see the potential, but I also see the problems. So what am I going to do? Be true to you. That's what I would say. If you keep feeling that way, because I say this a lot in my readings, even if someone's not cheating, but I keep thinking they're cheating, to me, it feels just as bad as someone cheating. So why do I keep feeling that? For some reason, I'm not trusting the person I'm with. Are they giving me that reason not to trust them? Or is it because I myself just don't trust? Or I shouldn't even said it that way because again, I don't want to be with anyone who's flirting with other women. So I had to be true to me. I know that sounds very confusing, but I feel like that's where I should leave it. I feel like there's potential here, but I also feel like if there is not like honest communication, if if you can't trust him, and no matter what you do, you can't find that trust, then I would say it may be time to think about just cutting ties. And I know it's easier said than done, but at the same time, living in this state, I feel like it's very difficult for you. This wondering, I feel like it's very difficult. So I feel like truthful communication, can I accept him for exactly who he is and him, me, because we all have to accept each other for who we are. Because I don't feel like the flirty part of him goes away. But yet in the same breath, I almost feel like he would say, well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not doing anything. But yet it's hurting you. It's hurting your heart. So I feel like you just need to be true to you. But I do disagree with the psychic. I don't feel like he has slept with anyone. But that thinking of it, that worrying about it, it is such a difficult energy. And that's why I'm saying like I just want you to be true to you, even if that means like I got to break up with them, and that's hard. But eventually, I feel like then you will find inner harmony again. That was a difficult one, D. Excuse me. Dawn, messages from my guides and mother. How interesting in the reading I felt a motherly energy in that reading. I think I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot. So I now know that your mother was in that reading. Another reason for you, Dawn, to pay more attention to that reading. You know, and I should say with that reading, because I really meant it for soulmates or twin flames, it doesn't even have to mean like that two people that have even come together yet. But for the majority, I did feel that. All right. So for Dawn, guides, especially your mom. Look who popped out. The mother. In the upright. The only one in the upright. Your mom. Queen of Wands. Hello, Ace of Cups. You know, Dawn, I feel like your mom. I love that she's the first card that popped out and in the upright. It's like she is part of your guiding light as it relates to love. I feel like your mom is saying also that the more you can learn to go with the flow. Seven of Pentacles. The more you can learn to go with the flow. Almost like not putting like heavy expectations as it relates to love. And I think what I mean by that is like I meet someone and we go on a date. You know, I'm not going to look at it like, okay, well, what are we going to be in the future? Instead, I'm just going to move according to my passions. I feel like your mom is definitely helping to inspire you. And it's interesting because it's also the mother figure is mirrored by the mother figure, your mother, is mirrored by the Seven of Pentacles. You know, those soul seeds of intention sitting right next to the Ace of Cups. It's almost like saying, you don't need to worry about this Ace of Cups, this love, this unconditional love. First of all, I feel like it's speaking about her love for you, but also I feel like it's talking about love here on earth. And, you know, the Seven of Pentacles talks about patience. That's the first message of the Seven of Pentacles. You know, I relate it back to the apple tree. I'm not going to pick an apple before it's ripe. And I feel like this, your mom is saying, go with the flow, my dear, and know that this seed of love, because it's right next to the ace, is going to reach you and you it, and really in divine timing. But having more fun as it relates to love, or let me put it a different way, having more fun as it relates to like going on dates, like saying yes, even if you're not sure, like taking that chance. But I feel like she's also saying the right one will come along at the right time. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Magician. It's almost like she's saying that this person who's going to be this Ace of Cups is the King of Pentacles. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be an earth sign. But when I see the King of Pentacles, and I think I say this all the time, I think of someone who's loyal. Now, I know not all earth signs are loyal. I know that. But that's what I feel many times, not always, but many times when I see this king, I do feel like of someone who is loyal, someone who is grounded, someone who has, you know, someone who cares about their, and I feel like we're talking about your future here. So I feel like this is someone who, you know, has their shit together, so to speak. And then you have the Magician under this Queen of Wands. I feel like this is what your mom is saying. Like, go with the flow, my dear. Don't put restrictions on love. Knowing that, first of all, I feel like patience is part of it. So I feel like you may not have met who I feel like your mom is ushering in. That means that your mom has a hand in this. She's helping to guide it. But the magician right underneath you means your power of intention also. All right, let's take a couple more though. Excuse me. We have the devil, card of Capricorn, coming under the Ace of Cups. And look at this, the Ace of Pentacles, coming right under that apple tree. You know, the Ace of Pentacles means something is coming into your physical world. Someone is coming into your physical world. Tangible, right? I can touch them. I can smell them. I can kiss them. In the right time. You know, I feel like you have been through some life lessons that have really been teaching you. Like, I feel like part of what your soul wanted to learn in this lifetime. I'm almost wondering what your life path is. But I feel like part of what you've been learning in this lifetime is about love. And you probably, you know, some of the experiences that you've been through that have not worked out probably weren't meant to work out, but they did teach you, or you had the opportunity to learn from them. I feel like this is definitely saying that your mom is helping to usher in, because you have a big part of this also, right? Especially with the magician coming under who I feel was you. You know, it's like mom and daughter. And I feel like you know, it's almost like you had to walk through your own little hell to then eventually arrive in your own heaven on earth. Now, I feel like, again, it's relating to love. So, patience, but also letting go of the control of it so much. Like, because again, in the Seven of Pentacles, like that seed, which is right below it, it comes to fruition in the right time when it is ripe. But I feel like, you know, the lessons that you've been learning up until that point really have the opportunity to teach you so much. You know, another way of saying it is, again, think of yourself as, which you are, we all are, a spiritual being, and you're having human experiences. And that's so that your soul can evolve. So these lower and I already know some of them, these lower vibrational energies that you've been attached to, you know, don't look back and be like, shame on me. What the hell was I thinking? Because you've learned from them, or you have the opportunity. But I do feel like you've learned. But I feel like you're still learning, to be honest. I feel like you're still learning. I love that the Ace of Pentacles is mirroring the King of Pentacles, because I feel like the King of Pentacles to me is representing loyalty. And I feel like that's the word I need to use with you, loyalty. And, you know, I also want to say soulmate, because this Seven of Pentacles to me means that these seeds potentially have already been planted, but maybe now it's talking about the watering of these seeds. You know what I mean? Like, as I learn and grow, I'm naturally nurturing, you know, my soul's intentions. And I feel like I can just, I feel like the more I can just let go and let it be, the more things and person will arrive in the right time. So when is the right time? You know, it depends. I feel like a lot of it depends on you. You know, I love that the Queen of Wands has the Magician connected to it, because this means that I have the awareness that it is really the seeds again. And I know I'm saying this a lot today, but I often feel like many of you have the same questions and same answers. Um, but again, it's like this, it's me understanding the power I have within my own life. It's planting those seeds of intention, but then letting go of control, knowing the divine hears you, that your mom hears you. And this ace, you have two aces, by the way. And I feel like it's saying, yes, there's been periods of your life where love didn't go right, but don't judge yourself on that. Instead, understand that you were learning from that. And then that perfect ace, that ace of pentacles, it's coming in the right time, not before, not after. Patience, right? Patience. Also, I love that it's a seven, a very spiritual energy. I feel like you and your mom, like she's so connected to you. And I feel like loyalty is a big word here for you. Maybe because you haven't dealt with a lot of people who were loyal. And that doesn't always mean cheaters, just thought of themselves more than they thought of us. And the more you could just look at that and just be like, but man, look how much I have learned. Just, when I think of you now like sitting on that front porch, like just enjoying yourself on that front porch. And I feel like, like I just feel like the right person just will find their way to you. And the rest, I can just let it be. I feel like your mom's saying, don't have a fear based mind. Don't have a fear based mind. Trust that love can be beautiful and that love will be beautiful. But also, you know, you're not here just for love. You're here to create. And I feel like your soul's been doing that. But I do feel like it's like I can see it in my third eye, like you're sitting on your porch and it's like and no, I don't mean anybody from your past. And just like the right person's like, hey, it's almost like a mailman or like a delivery person, like, hey. So I feel like the right person's going to reach you in divine timing. And I feel like your mom is just saying, don't have a fear based mind because it won't serve you and it won't help usher anything in before it's time. But she's definitely saying that there is love in your future and that you can trust on, that you can believe. Like you're so connected, or she's so connected to you. Okay. That felt kind of beautiful. And I want to thank your mom. And, I did feel the mothering energy in our reading. Hi, Camille. Messages from your spiritual team. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. I'm going to ask that, I know you probably won't hear me, but I would like no more donations because I cannot promise anyone that I can. I just know my dinner's going to be ready soon. All right, but Camille, and I'm not done yet. I'm not done. I would say I'm going to be on maybe another half an hour. Messages from your spiritual team, and I'm going to use the Universal Tarot. Let's give them a cut. Oh, I just kind of feel, look at that. I just feel like okay. I'm not going to take any more. I just feel like those are meant to come out. So we're going to take them. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Four of Pentacles. Hello, Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. Seven of Pentacles. You know, it feels like you are stepping onto a path that just truly feels like it's meant to be. I feel like this is relating more to your money. I mean, look at all the pentacles. It's interesting because I feel like this Ace of Pentacles is coming before the Seven of Pentacles. You know, it's talking about the Seven of Pentacles, just like I said with Dawn, coming at the right time. But I feel like this is you stepping on this path. And maybe it does require you to step upon that path. But once you do, I feel like, you know, I have a feeling your money's going to, I have a feeling that you're entering into a much more abundant time. Let's keep going. We have the Four of Cups, a little discontentment or boredom in one's life. But it really is about using, you know, the Four of Cups is really about learning to use one's own spiritual discernment. We have Judgment. Judgment's coming out everywhere. So there is your spiritual team. Present moment energy, right? But it talks about a rebirth. And then the Page of Wands. My risk taker. So I feel like it feels like you're like, I want to say a new path is opening up, but let's just say it doesn't have to be a brand new path. It may be a new avenue that's you know, on a path that already exists. So it could be something that you're doing in your financial world, let's say, or your like, you know, what you do in the world. And you may start to, well, I feel like especially with this Ace of Pentacles connected to Judgment, your spiritual team, right? A rebirth, taking a chance. So I feel like there's some opportunity that's coming your way that it really is going to call on you to use your spiritual discernment, whether you step onto that path or not. And I feel like this is really talking about a period of time where I feel like you're going to feel, how do I want to say this, like more grounded, more sure about your financial world than probably ever before. You know, I feel like it is saying take chances with your money. It's almost like, you know, investing in the stock market. Now, I'm not telling you to invest in the stock market, but I feel like, you know, I'm not going to leave that off the table either. Sorry, I had to grab a drink. So it feels like one of these seeds, which is sitting right next to the Seven of Pentacles, is opening up, and that's why this Two of Wands is here. Two of Wands is not a fear-based energy. It's an action-oriented based energy. As is the Page of Wands, who I call my risk taker. You know, I feel like this is saying, trust your intuition moving forward. Like, I feel like you do trust your intuition, but I feel like because I feel like an avenue is opening up that feels abundant to me. That feels like an increase in your finances, but I feel like it's coming from you, right? And it's because you're willing to step on that path, you know, and you may have no clue what I'm even talking about, because this may be something you don't even know about yet. So don't use your fear-based mind. you know, definitely, yeah, you like let's say something appears, like an opportunity shows, and the four of cups is like, should I or shouldn't I? Like you need to trust your spiritual discernment. So you can certainly talk to your guides at that time, like, should I step upon this path? I definitely feel like the answer is yes. I feel like the answer is yes because I feel like it's something that I feel like first of all it's helping you to feel more secure in your finances. This feels like a very good time as it relates to your money. And again, like I don't know why, but I feel like I don't want to say invest in the stock market. It's interesting because I was going to do readings where I did each sign and their lucky numbers. I don't know. Maybe it is talking about that type of energy. Let's go on each side of it. We have the Knight of Swords. That feels like some type of opportunity coming in. And then the Five of Cups. I feel like there's a sense of maybe you not being like 100% satisfied with where your finances sit right now. But I also feel like it's saying, but don't focus upon that. Because I feel like this is a new opportunity that's coming in. And again, it could just be an avenue that's opening up to something that's already existed. But I do feel like this is saying that, like, like keep yourself aware. And I feel like when this opportunity shows itself, I feel like you can trust it. And I feel like it's something that you already, let's just say, are have the wisdom about. Even if I don't know everything I need to know, like you'll learn as you go. But let's go right in the middle of that. The moon, uncertainty, but also dreamy energy. And maybe you felt that way. Maybe you've been feeling uncertain about your money. Can it increase? Am I on the right path? I feel like the answer is yes, you're on the right path, but also being open to like new opportunities that are going to show themselves. I feel like maybe even out of the blue, like you receive some type of communication, and that communication can just mean doesn't have to mean like someone calls me on the phone, but it might be something that's revealed to you that gives you an opportunity to step on that path. I feel like you should because I feel like when you do, I feel like it opens up again a whole new part of your finances. Trust in yourself, trust in your wisdom, trust in what you already know. And I feel like keep yourself thinking positive as it relates to like this all seems to be about your finances, like having a positive view. And I feel like, just know that something's going to open for you. I wish I could tell you exactly what it is, but I don't know that I'm meant to know. I'm going to take one more. King of Cups. Hmm. King of Cups. He's about to get out of his chair. Feels like there's some type of movement. It feels like something that's definitely going to fulfill you. So I feel like it means that, as this path opens up to you, it feels like it does feel like it really is going to fulfill you. And I feel like you already have the wisdom. But it doesn't mean I need to know everything, because sometimes that's what we got to let go of. Like, oh, here's this opportunity that's showing, but maybe I don't know enough. Well, I feel like this is about learning as you go, but I feel like your spiritual team is right here, right? And it is talking about a rebirth. That's what judgment is about, first present moment. So I feel like this is not far off. So I just want to say get ready for something new that's opening up relating to your finances or your career or both. And again, it may be adding in a new avenue, um, you know, but I also don't want to leave off the table what I said about the stock market. Now, I know the stock market has gone down, um, but maybe that's the perfect time to buy in at the same time. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with this, but I don't know why my mind is thinking about that. So, I feel like your money, um, I don't know if you've been dissatisfied with it, but I feel like, let's just put it this way. I feel like your fruits of your labor are paying off handsomely, and whatever that may mean to you. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm not really reading in between, but I will, like when I end the reading, I will go back and read all the comments. Monica. All right, so Monica, and then after Monica, oh my God, I can't even see. Clarissa. No, not Clarissa. Anyways, those are the two readings I'm going to do, and then I'm probably going to sign off. So, Monica, last December, some people left my side. What was the reason? Last December. Ace of Wands. But we're going to give it a shuffle. So, last December, some people left your life. What was the reason? Sounds like more than one person. So why did these people leave Monica's side last December? What was the purpose behind that? Queen of Cups. To me, right off the bat, it makes me feel like it was an emotional situation. Like something had to do with like emotions, whether it be your own. Look at that, the Two of Wands. It's like those people starting a new path. But I also feel you in that Two of Wands. Temperance. I'm going to keep going, but I want to tell you what I'm feeling so far. I feel like the people who were left in December, I do feel like it was an emotional decision. Um, but in the same breath, I feel like even if you, let's just say, thought it was against you in some way, and I'm not sure why I'm reading it that way, I feel like in the long run, it's because I feel like there is like this new journey for you. So what I mean by that is, you know, I feel like when certain people leave our lives, even if it's something like at the time, we're like, what the hell? Maybe I didn't want that. Maybe it hurt me in some way. But really, I feel like what it's doing, it's opening up what feels like opportunity for you. Temperance talks about, so it is an emotional situation. So I don't feel like it's something that maybe you even asked for. And I feel like, it did hurt. But what was I going to say? Temperance is here that's talking about divine timing. We have the Hermit. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel like what I was trying to say is certain people are, let's just say, spiritually removed from our life. And even though I do feel like it caused you some heartache, because it does feel like it's more of an emotional situation than anything, I feel also without that change, then what is next for you probably wouldn't have opened, or probably wouldn't open, if that makes sense. That probably makes no sense. I get it in my head. I don't know if you get it. So let's take a couple more. We have the Eight of Wands. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like what this is saying is, yes, people left your life. And, you're saying December. And I do feel like it's something that was not easy for you. But at the same time, I feel like because Temperance is here, not only is Temperance here, but the Eight of Wands is underneath her. And the Eight of Wands is really what I think about, I bring about. And then the Eight of Cups is right next to that, or the Eight of Pentacles is right next to that. So I almost feel, not almost, I do feel like, some things needed to leave. So what is meant to open, and again, with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like it is your soul seed of intention, whether you know that or not, because sometimes these seeds are planted before we even came into this lifetime. But divine knows that. Temperance knows that. And it is about divine timing. And sometimes what's cut out hurts at that time. But then down the road, we really start to find this clarity. So I feel like what it does is opened up, or it is opening up a new path for you. And I do feel like, your soul or your spiritual being knows this. It's your human self that just didn't understand this. And that's where Temperance comes in, like trusting in divine, but also trusting in divine timing. I just feel like what was no longer serving you in some way, or would hamper what really was meant to open and what will be opening if it hasn't already. And part of that may be like a path where, I almost feel like where you're meant to do something, like your soul wanted to accomplish this in this lifetime. And maybe those who left would have hampered that in some way. Five of Swords. Well, and then the Devil on the other side. Okay, that kind of tells me that even if like it hurt my heart in some way, it also tells me that those who left, um, I get this feeling, Monica, that you felt trapped for a while. Like you felt trapped, but it was illusionary. But yet you still felt trapped. And I feel like that energy felt toxic, was toxic to you. And in some way, I feel like it hindered, again, what is really meant to open up for you, what your soul's desire was, to accomplish in this lifetime. I feel like divine's got a hold of this. You know what I mean? Like all in divine timing. But I have to say, I feel like something is changing very soon, very soon. And maybe it's something you've been waiting for, but yet, I feel like something wasn't meant to happen until the right time. But I feel like that time is now opening up. I feel like you carry healing energy within you, like you are a natural healer. And I get that feeling of like doctor heal thyself. Like I had to learn how to heal myself. And once I've done that, maybe you are now like stepping onto this path where you're helping to heal others, whether I do that financially or it's just naturally my energy. Like I run it, like people like tend to probably tell you their problems and you probably have solutions. Whether they decide to listen or not, it's up to them. But I feel like that's just a natural part of who you are. But maybe it was hindered before, where now it feels like out in the open. So I feel like, even though I do feel like the hurt and it does feel emotional, at the same time, I feel like this is also about what's next. Now, I'm wondering, have you already stepped upon this path or are you just about to? I feel like, if you can reflect upon it, like let's just say last December, and look at it from a spiritual point of view, I feel like you learned so much more from it. But again, I feel like it really opened up, I feel like it opened up your spiritual self. And I felt like that's exactly how it was meant to be. Because it's like doctor heal thyself, and then you help now heal others. So that's what I'm feeling. But I also feel like, this wisdom that I've gained, I'm not going to say like you can't go, like maybe you created a business from it. Um, because I do feel that opportunity of like, something opening up where, maybe you don't feel like, oh, I don't know if I have what it takes, but I know that you do, and divine knows that you do. And maybe that was part of the wisdom. So, simply said, instead of going around and around, um, I feel like what was meant to go had to go. And I feel like, how do I say this? Like, I feel like your soul understands it, divine understands it, but it is also talking about divine timing in your life right now. So, In all these readings, I'm feeling how important it is to plant our seeds of intention right now so that we can really enjoy our harvest in the fall. Like we really have to plant those seeds right now. And I feel like this is saying that there is a certain seed of intention that probably couldn't come to fruition without that change. I do get the feeling that you felt stuck for a while, but I do feel the same breath like that's an illusionary energy, like you can set yourself free. And it may talk about like previous heartache, but I feel like this is an opportunity to set yourself free, to set your heart free, to set your soul free. And then really to trust in yourself and trust in your abilities. It's like a psychic doesn't always know they're psychic until they really start to develop that. A healer doesn't always know they're a natural healer until they've learned to heal themselves. And then they naturally want to help others. So, I don't know if any of that makes sense to you, but I feel like that's the reason. Okay, interesting. And I feel like as a spiritual being, like your spiritual being understands it all. Our humanness doesn't until we do. Until we do. Okay. I think I'm just going to do two more guys. I want to say Carissa. No. Well, don't excuse me for mispronouncing your name. Hi, can you please let me know what my spirit guides want me to know? Much appreciated. You're very welcome. All right, your spirit guides. You know what? We haven't used the Tradivia Tarot, so I'm going to use it. I feel called to it. One more shuffle. I don't know if someone would do me a favor and just put up a comment that I am going to be leaving soon. I mean, you don't have to, but just so nobody else donates, because I always feel like I can't leave donate. Like I feel terrible if someone donates and I don't answer their question. All right, we have the Seven of Swords. We have the Devil. Interesting. Card of Capricorn. We have the Star. Card of Aquarius, but that's about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. And then Judgment again. I mean, I swear, I think Judgment came out in every reading tonight or today. I feel like you probably have been dealing with some energy, or you have dealt with some untrustworthy energy in the past, and I feel like it may still have some effect on you, like it still may be in your mind, so to speak. But I feel like that's your past. When I see the Devil, yes, it can be Capricorn for sure. But because it's coming next to the Seven of Swords, it feels more of like a lower temptational energy or a lower vibrational energy. Let me correct myself. And in the Devil's energy, I can feel trapped within that energy, but it is an illusion. It really is an illusion. It's like you got an angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder. Which one am I going to feed? Um, and you have judgment over here. Again, your spiritual team calling you to the present moment with the star right next to it. I hope, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. But this is about one of them coming true, something coming to fruition. But judgment is calling you to the present moment. So I feel like this past energy, where again, I may have felt a little stuck, it is illusionary. You're not stuck. You are free. Um, really to do whatever it is you want to do, but you need to like tell yourself that, believe that, and then you are being called into the current energy. Why? Well, I feel like your guides want to help direct you to, you know, a dream, a wish, but they need your attention in the present moment. So let's go a little further with that. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, interesting. The Knight of Wands under the star. And let's just take one look at this, the Lovers under Judgment. Okay, I have a feeling I know what this is saying. I have a feeling, let's just say in your younger years, because I feel like you're the Queen of Pentacles. It doesn't even matter your sign. I just feel like, and I'm saying that because I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is someone who couldn't live with untrustworthy energy. I know that because I am the Queen of Pentacles. But just couldn't. I have a feeling you did have someone in your past who hurt you, and I have a feeling that it stuck with you, or maybe you're still going through it, and it's energy that's stuck with you. But I feel like what you need to do is learn from that energy. And sometimes that's just meaning it just means that, I'm learning the value of myself. And for those who are in a lower vibrational energy, you know, we don't mix any longer. Because if I'm raising my vibration, then I'll be damned if I want lower vibrational energy to be hanging around. But I do feel like part of this was like a soul's lesson. Now, judgment is calling you to the present moment, saying there's about to be a rebirth in your life. The star is right next to it, so it's something that you're hoping for. The Knight of Wands is the one who's ushering it in. So the Knight of Wands talks about, number one, it's an energy of action. It's an energy of passion and desire. It can be fast moving, and then it moves into the Lovers. So I don't know if you're in a current relationship, but I feel like what this is saying is there could be someone very special entering your life. And that makes even more sense if, like, the past is still having any effect in my present day energy. I got to let it go. I got to set myself free from it. I got to tell myself that there is no reason why I can't have dreams come true. Your spiritual team is saying you can, and they literally are calling you to the present moment. And I know it's this Knight who's ushering in this energy. So I feel like love. We have the King of Wands over here. And look at this, another Knight, a Knight of Swords. It's like the Knight is communication. I have a feeling you're going to be hearing from someone. Now, when I say communication, it can be in many different forms. It can be over the telephone. It can be someone I connect to through social media. But listen, the Lovers, first of all, it's a card of Gemini. The meaning of the card's a head over heart decision. But the star tells me it's something that you wish for anyway. So I feel like there's kind of my, like a head over heart. I feel like follow your heart, follow your heart. And let's just go right in between the Nine of Swords, worry. But it's unnecessary worry. I just feel like there is energy of the past that still is playing some part in your life right now. Or you've recently cleared it. But with the Nine of Swords coming out, it makes me feel like maybe I haven't cleared it. But this is about unnecessary worry. So I feel like something new or someone new is entering your life. And the Nine of Swords won't serve you. You know what I mean? Because it's literally like taking past energy and then putting it all upon this next person, where they really had no part of that. It's like I want to separate the cards. This is new. This is what was. This is what's coming in. This is what's ready to leave. And the only thing that's separate or that's connecting them is the Nine of Swords. Worry. But unnecessary worry. I just feel like love is going to find you. What are you going to do with it? Will you follow your head or will you follow your heart? The star tells me it's something that you do wish for. And judgment tells me it's something that will come true. Do you follow your head or do you follow your heart? I feel like judgment is saying, I hope you follow your heart. I hope you follow your heart. But I feel like it's simply saying that what was has nothing to do with what will be. So let this Nine of Swords move right over to the past and instead live more in the stars' energy. That just means keep your hope alive. I feel like your spiritual team is answering, a dream. And then just simply, will you allow it or will you not? Okay. I feel like that was very clear. Oops. I just want to make sure I have them in the upright. Okay. You're a Gemini. You're very welcome, by the way. Monica, 100% clear. You're going to open your own business. Perfect. All right, lady A. And then I got to go, guys. Hi. Is it because we're not getting Wait. Hi. Is it because we're not together? I think you're saying. Is it because we're not together? My ex is struggling to take responsibility to be a good present father. It's so exhausting. Advice, please. Okay. So your ex isn't being a good father in the present moment. And you're wondering if the reason is because you're not together. First of all, I feel like we can't give him that excuse because I feel like a good father will be a good father no matter what. Now, in a way, it's like I don't really want to judge him at this point, but I do, like, something is just saying to me, like, whether you're together or not, it is his option to be a good father or not. So don't take that on yourself. You know what I mean? Like, don't allow that to sit in your heart, because, you know, that shouldn't be the determination of whether he's going to be a good father or not. I'm either a good father or I'm not. And if I'm not, then I have a feeling he's just got to look at himself. But we're going to take it right to your guides. We have spiritual strength. That's the Nine of Wands. We have accelerated motion. We have victory and success. And then we have temptation. You know, I do feel like potentially he's going through what we would call the dark night of the soul. You know, like maybe like he wants to be with you, but so be it. You know what I mean? Like I still feel like, you know, that's not an excuse. Um, but I do feel like he is reflecting. Hmm. Two swords. It's like he's in his head. Three of Wands, or Three Pentacles. Recognition and reward. Shadow. Interesting, because shadow, this is the moon. And what I love about this image is it's someone definitely looking at their shadow self. And I do feel like I feel like he is in the state of reflection right now. You know, I have to be honest, I don't feel like he feels proud of himself. And I feel quite the opposite. But I do feel like that may be part of it. Yeah, look at that. Memories of love. Excuse me. That is part of it. But in the same breath, that's not an excuse. And I'm not saying that like from my, like, I feel like that's what your guides are saying, you know. And I do feel like he's conflicted. But I also feel like, I do feel like he'll find his way out of this. It's almost like, you know, I don't know if it's a hard time being around you. And, you know, it's interesting because when I see the moon, I feel like, you know, again, that's the angel, or the energy of like an angel on one shoulder, a devil on the other. Which one am I going to feed? And right now, I feel like he's feeding more of the lower temptational energy. But I feel like he's a bit like he's having a little bit of mental conflict. And, you know, this is something he has to reflect upon. You know, I feel like in his heart of hearts, I do feel like he wants to be a good father. But but in the same breath, I feel like there's a lot he has to learn. You know what I mean? Like it can't all be my way for me to show up, be who I need to be. And I feel like he will come to that conclusion. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, don't feed that. Not that I think that you are, but like, don't feed that part of him. Like, Okay, he's not showing up because, because of me. No, that's his personal decision. But he is, again, in a little bit of mental conflict over the whole situation. But yet, at the same time, I feel like what he's doing is he's feeding that lower vibration instead of the higher vibrational part of himself. Part of me is thinking that he's wishing the two of you get back together, but I don't know. I feel like that's probably not an option. So he has to come to that conclusion. And it's a shame that the child has to suffer over this. I want to take one on each side. We have the Ace of Wands. And then the Lovers. Head over heart decision. Two sixes right there, right by the devil. Three sixes. Three sixes right by the devil. And I feel like that's what he's doing. He's feeding his lower vibrational energy. But I do like that the Ace of Wands is over here. So I feel like, he will come to that realization. And maybe that realization is like, that the two of you are not going to be. Um, I just feel like, I do feel like I do feel like he's going to come out of this energy eventually. But in the same breath, I feel like, I feel like he needs to step up and be a man. Like, because I feel like, I need to be a good father no matter what. I want to go right in the middle, positive movement forward. It's interesting because I felt like I was going to get the Emperor, but I got positive movement forward instead. And I'm just as satisfied with that. So, because I do feel like, like he's conflicted. And that's what's causing this. But I also feel like, the time will come where, he's going to understand that he is feeding that lower vibration. Um, and, it is affecting, well, his responsibility. But don't even help him feed that lower vibration. You know what I mean? Like, don't help him feed that at all. I don't feel like he's proud of his actions. I really don't. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I'm just telling you what I feel. Like, I don't feel like I'm proud of what I'm doing right now. But at the same time, I do feel like I'm in this mental conflict. Um, I wish things could be different, but I feel like, but they're not going to be. And I feel like the more he comes to that realization, the more he'll step up to the plate. Um, but I feel like that's on him. That's on him. But yeah. So the answer to your question is yes. Um, it just is. It just is. But I do feel there will be change. Now, I wish you didn't even have to go through this, to be honest. Because, why does a child have to pay because a parent is going, like, listen, I've been through difficult things in my life and I still had to be a mother. You know what I mean? Um, but I do think things will get better. Let's just put it that way. I do think things will get better, but yeah, he's feeding that lower vibration right now. And until that changes, I feel like, it's hard for him to move forward. But in the same breath, like if this is something like if there's no way you want to get back together, I feel like that also, I need to be clear with that. But in a way, I feel like you already have been. Um, so this is not something you need to take on your shoulders. This is something he's got to deal with within himself. And I do feel like it will turn around. And, I hope it's not too late when it finally does turn around, but I do feel like it will turn around. But yeah, so the answer is yes. All right, guys. I'm good to go. I'm sorry I couldn't like read in between. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's getting colder out. So, like, I don't have air conditioning in my office. That's why I haven't gone live. um, but it's nice and cool today. So I thought, boy, this is the perfect time to go live. So I want to thank you all so much. I really missed you all so much. I want to welcome anyone who's new. Welcome to our soul family. Um, I used to try to go live at least once a week. And, as September rolls around and we start to move in fall, then I'll be going live much more. I love doing the readings live. I love connecting to you guys in this way. I really do. And I have truly missed a lot of you. I really have. It's just not the same when we can't be together like this. So I'm just glad the weather was good today. But, anyways, thank you guys. I love you guys. I will see you next time at our table. Have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.